Well, what do you want? What do you want to know about the Step by Step here?
All right, now when Step by Step came out, this was 1990.
Yeah.
Now the album went well, but the merchandising, dolls, cards, candy, pretty much anything you can get your hands on, you guys were everywhere.
Yeah, it got out of hand at that point, but it happens with a lot of groups where management is just approving everything, and we eventually had to get it under control. A lot of the stuff we loved, and definitely, like the dolls is something. When you have a new kid's like Ken doll, whatever, that's something. My kids still can look at it and are like, wow, my dad had a doll. So a lot of the stuff was cool, but for me, that got out of hand, and even musically, some of the things that happened musically, I think a lot of people involved with the project got too caught up in the magnitude of how famous we were, instead of just keeping, we always still tried to make good records.
Right. Because I know you guys were probably in the back like, Maurice, we know we're the biggest group in the world, but do we have to have our name and face on every freaking thing?
Well, to be honest, most of that wasn't Maurice's fault. Most of that was the management's fault, and just, it got out of hand, and it's kind of like a runaway train at that point. And we eventually got it pulled back, but it was a little too late because there was just about everything out there. For me, it was the music side of things. When Maurice is writing a song like Tonight, where he's kind of ripping off the Beatles, and then the lyrics are like all kind of us bragging on ourselves, I was very uncomfortable with that. But these are the things, when you're in a group, you make sacrifices. I voice my opinion, and then you kind of let it go and you just do it.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me back up for a minute. I think I read on some website that I'll Be Loving You Forever was originally intended for Smokey Robinson.
Oh, I never heard that.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not. I thought this was something that I heard. Maybe it was an urban legend or something.
Well, Maurice worked with the Stylistics. He wrote for them, and that's a possibility. I know later on we got to do a tribute show for Smokey Robinson, but I never heard that song was meant. And a Step by Step was actually recorded by another group Maurice had. I can't think of the name. Just a group he had locally in Boston.
Perfect Gentlemen?
No, not Perfect Gentlemen. It was a group that never became known.
Oh.
And I can't think of the name of the group, but they recorded it originally, and we were always like, yo, we love that song. So when we went to do the second record, we were like, we got to record that, because it never became a hit for this group.
Now, why was there two versions of Please Don't Go Girl, the video?
There was two versions?
Yeah, because I remember, watching on BT back in the day, there was this
right.
with you guys in the snow where Joey looked about 8 years old.
Yeah. Oh, well, see, the first version of Please Don't Go Girl, Maurice paid for that. Our producer, Maurice Starr, paid for that because the record company wasn't going to do a video. And then eventually what happened is a radio station in Tampa called up the record company and said, don't you guys know you got a hit record here? And they were calling about, New Kids on the Block, Please Don't Go Girl. And then a few days later, a station in Denver, Colorado called up saying the same thing. So then they started to move on it and then put some money behind us and did the more appropriate video, which everyone kind of saw. And not too many people saw the old version.
Right, because I remember seeing that back on BT back in the day. And it also should be known, too, that you guys were getting a lot of love from the R&B crowd.
Well, that was kind of, the whole backwards thing for us is we always thought we were going to break R&B first because that's kind of how we had been trained since we started. And when everything went so pop, and then you had the merchandise, and then with the Step by Step record, and not every song on the Step by Step record, but some of the songs were very, really, really pop. It was a little weird for some of us, but you know, we definitely, I mean, the R&B side of things played the first, you know, single, which was Be My Girl off of the first record, and then they played Please Don't Go Girl, and we thought we were going to break that way first and then maybe go pop.
Right, because Please Don't Go Girl, in all actuality, it's basically a R&B ballad.
Oh, that's straight up soul. I mean, Joe, when he sung that at the Apollo, them women, grown women in that place fell out.
Wow.
They couldn't believe it. Like, you know, a little white kid singing like that.
Wow.
Had that much soul. Yeah, I mean, you would, if you had heard that record and not know who we were, you would think it was a black group singing.
Definitely, because I remember, too, at Apollo, when you guys doing the right stuff, the crowd was going, "Go, white boy! Go, white boy!"
Well, you see, that's the thing. That's how we were trained, and, you know, everything happens for a reason, and things go the way they go, and I honestly wouldn't, you know, change anything, because I know where we came from, and I know, you know, I know the whole history of the group, but I was always, when things went a little too pop, you know, I was always a little wary of that, and it never really sat well with me.
Right. You're familiar with the R&B group High Five, right?
Of course, yeah.
What was your reaction when you heard about Tony Thompson's death?
Just, you know, sad, man. You know, I mean, it's sad to hear, you know, when anyone passes away in the music business, and these days, you know, it's very upsetting when, you know, may she rest in peace, someone like Anna Nicole Smith gets more publicity than James Brown. You know, it's really upsetting. And, you know, for me, that's kind of why I try to keep on the outskirts of the music business and just do what I do best and write and make my living the way I do, and you know, kind of stay out of all the inner workings of the music business, because it can be very, very cutthroat. And when someone passes away like that, it's just, you know, it's just sad, and my heart goes out to the family.
Definitely. Now, explain to me, this is after Step by Step, and you guys are coming off of Games, and I believe somebody that worked for you guys at one point in time made an allegation that you guys lip synced. This was during the whole Milli Vanilli scandal.
Right.
And you guys were on your international leg of the Games tour. You guys were in Australia. You flew from Australia to LA to perform on Arsenio to address the issue. Then you flew back to Australia to clear that up.
Well, the funny thing is, it was our music supervisor that we fired, you know, probably 6-7 months before then, that did the accusing. But basically what he was trying to say is that we didn't sing everything on our records. He wasn't even really trying to say we were lip syncing. But the whole Milli Vanilli thing was out there. So when the press got a hold of this, you know, our music supervisor saying this, you know, it all got twisted around till we were lip syncing. And if you came to our live shows, it was apparent we were singing live, because we were up on stage huffing and puffing and dancing and singing, and it didn't sound all that great all the time. And then plus the noise of the crowd, sometimes we couldn't hear ourselves even singing. So, yeah, we basically heard the accusations, and we were definitely the kind of guys that were like, wouldn't take anything sitting down. And we got on a plane, went to Arsenio, sang live, and for me, that killed it right there. You know, anyone can write what they wanted after that point, but we went and did what we had to do, and